Just record. So Kristen, you can grab the screen, turn it on, turn screen sharing on, and start the presentation. Whenever you're ready, just know that if you follow the reactions, the little thumbs up means you have a minute, and the clapping hands means you have 30 seconds, okay? Other than that, everybody should be good. You should have your worksheets out to review these. So I think that's everything. Kristen, whenever you're ready, you can take over. I'm going to mute myself, and we'll just get rolling.
All right, let me know. You guys can see that?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. All right, everyone. My name is Kristen Cuesta, and the product that I came up with is going to be the...
Hold on, Kristen. Before you start, put it into, actually present the...
Oh, okay. Sorry. My bad.
That's all right.
There we go.
There we go.
All right. So, like I was saying, my name's Kristen Cuesta, and the product that I decided to come up with is going to be Glamper, which is, the slogan is the better laundry hamper. So what the heck is Glamper? Essentially, the problem that I found was that a lot of the time people were forgetting to do their laundry, and they were leaving it sitting in their hamper for only God knows how long, leaving the issue of whenever the day did come that they had to do their laundry. It was smelly, tedious, and just kind of a waste of time. So why not kind of create a product that can solve that? So yeah. So like I said, the problem was that dirty clothes pile up. Less clean clothes are less clothes that are available to wear. You reuse clothing because you don't have time to do laundry, whether that comes to like work uniforms or just, you know, just regular everyday use. And then obviously the biggest issue that comes with that is that you smell. So that's gross. So solution is going to be Glamper. Essentially what it is it's going to be a all-in-one washer dryer machine that would fit anywhere a traditional laundry hamper would fit. So you would kind of just put it in your bathroom where you would keep all your towels, or in your room, or, you know, wherever you would put a laundry hamper. It's sleek, simple, and self-efficient, meaning that you do not have to kind of keep up with it. You just pop your dirty clothes in the hamper, and then you would be able to set it up that it would wash your clothes on a personalized schedule. So if you're a frontline worker and you need your clothes washed every day, you could set it to the setting where it would just wash your clothes automatically at like 4 a.m. And then you would wake up the next day, not have to, you know, worry about doing laundry after you've had a really long day of work or school or just traditional life. So like I said, it is self-sufficient. So you would preload it with detergent, anything up to 227 ounces, I believe. And so that you would do that roughly about once a month. You would set your wash cycle on the actual machine. So you could set it to every 5 days. You could set it to daily. You could set it to, you know, anything that fits your lifestyle. And then you could essentially enjoy life without the annoyance of laundry days. So why now? Instead, I decided to kind of put why not now, because lifestyles can be very unpredictable with this day and age. And in the career field, it's not traditional for a lot of people to keep their jobs for 5, 10, 15 years. So with lifestyles changing a lot, career paths changing, people move, you know, you take care of your family, whatever the situation may be, it can be really hard to stay on top of laundry. And then also the opportunities of what technology can do now and in the near future are absolutely endless. So I feel like people are always kind of searching for that innovation, that new design, that new product that's kind of going to bring a little bit of ease into their life. And the increase in demand and design concepts is also completely endless. It's really a never-ending market. So pretty much whatever you can think of, I feel like in the technology field is kind of feasible and useful. All right, so my market opportunity. So the washer and dryer industry has an average of 3% growth from 2014 to 2019, generating a revenue of $4.4 billion over the past 5 years, according to IBIS World. Like I said, my market opportunity would be about a $4 billion, sorry, dollar market. And that would be anything for college students, restaurant owners, business owners. And so, like I was saying, since it would be able to fit into all of these categories, college students make up about 35% of Florida's population, and 2.5 million small business owners are in Florida. And then 21.48 million people in Florida own businesses of their own and can utilize washers and dryers. I know even working at a restaurant, we have them just for our uniform so that people aren't, being smelly and all that. So this one, getting customers. I feel like being able to market this is going to be pretty feasible. I feel like the biggest challenge is going to be just informing people of what their problem is, and then just, guiding them towards the Glamper solution. So Glamper was designed with busy people in mind, and it essentially just allows you to utilize your clothes on your time, leaving the BO at home. All right, so here's my competitive analysis. They recently have started to come out with all-in-one washer and dryer, not duos, but like an all-in-one unit. So that's an innovation, but I don't feel like it's where we need it to be. And then there is a portable mini compact washer, but it's plastic and it's not really that useful. So like I said, this is going to be the growth in the past years. And then this is kind of what I would be going for, the picture in the corner. And then right now it's just me, part of Glamper. I do really need help manufacturing and prototyping this. These are going to be my sales. I'm trying to speed it up a little for you, Professor Evans. You can see that there is a pretty large growth just because the industry is so massive. And then what I'm asking for, essentially, I would say that I kind of need a shark. I need someone to really help me prototype and manufacture this product. I would say that given that my margins are so high, I'm going to be asking for $20,000 just to start covering advertising, prototyping, and marketing for Glamper. All right. Any questions?
All right, very good. Very interesting concept. It's probably the biggest product concept that I've had in the class, but it's very interesting. Any questions for Kristen, especially from this market? Because I think it would probably be, I don't know. This is a little tough, right? Because it's supposed to be marketed towards college students, younger people, but
Right.
$800 is a lot of money.
Yeah, well, if you look at the traditional washer and dryer duo, they run about $1,200 because they're about $500 for the washer and $600 for the dryer, or give or take. So they are really pricey. But something that I came across when seeing this is that I didn't really realize how large the market was. So whenever I had to start doing my 3-year plan and everything, I was getting these massive numbers, and I was like, wow, I really threw myself into a big one.
Yeah. Appliances in general are relatively, it's a pretty massive market.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. I'd like to see you design this a little bit more and get an idea for what it would cost, because it's a pretty big idea. Good job, Chris.
I've got a question.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Steve.
Is this more of like a personal item, or can multiple people use it at the same time? Because it sounds like you'd be putting your own clothes in the machine and then it's be on a timer.
Yeah, no, so it would be more of a personal item. Kind of what sparked this idea is living in Northlake, doing your laundry. I lived on the 3rd floor, so I'd have to walk it down 3 flights of stairs across the parking lot to the laundry room, and then I'd leave my laundry there only to find that it was like stolen and looked through and everything. So it would be more of a personal item, but obviously, like if you live in a household, and like 4 people are living in that household, I don't think it would be an issue to limit it to like 2 or something.
All right.
I just shot a message out, Lauren. You could grab the screen now. You're up next, and start the presentation.
Okay, sounds good.
And after Lauren, we have Jalen. Jalen will be out. Okay,
Can
whenever you're ready.
Okay. Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Lauren Chin, and today I will be presenting to you my business idea known as Swoop. So Swoop is basically a food delivery service for college students made easy and more convenient. Here would be the sign up page, and if you already have an account, you would just sign in. Swoop helps to solve unsafe delivery, lost orders, long delivery times, expensive delivery rates, and overall helps with a chaotic convenience. So Swoop, just to be on the app, you would have to register with a valid college ID. And with that, you would be able to find better navigators because nobody knows the campus better than students itself. So for both sides of the spectrum, this would work for the people who are delivering food too. And what's unique is that you are able to apply college discounts, student discounts, and your campus dollars. So that would be, for example, Eagle dollars or FlexBucks. Why now? It's convenient, it's affordable, it provides jobs, but also with the pandemic going on, I feel like food delivery service is going to be at an all-time high. My target audience is obviously college students, both male and female, around ages 18 to 22, but also I would branch it out to people who are back for their master's. Housing would be on-campus housing and off-campus housing. By on-campus, that would include like Sovie, Northlake, Westlake, but off-campus housing would include like University Village, Coastal, and the Reef, and a small vicinity of homes around maybe in San Carlos Park. So 16.2% of the US is undergrad college students, and FGCU has about 14,000 in that 16%, but 60% of people will eat out at restaurants or order food delivery. So about 8,000 students would be my market that I would want to reach, and I would say at least 3,000 would register and try out Swoop and download the app. So customer interactions, I was surprised because when I asked around, I was expecting about 30% of people to say, oh yeah, I would work for the other side, as in delivering the food, but about 80% of people said that they would because they said that it helps for the student who wants food delivered, as in it might have been a long night out, they might have been studying, they're in the zone, they don't really have time to order food. So it works in that way, but also for the people who want to work, it provides a flexible work schedule. You can just hop on and hop off whenever it's convenient for you. And Swoop is better than its competitor because it provides a multitude of better improved ways, such as every food delivery service has late night delivery, a flexible job schedule, and those types of things, but Swoop is able to also link in student discounts, campus dollars. It's safer because you register with a college ID, and it does also include campus dining. So what I've done is asked around for opinions, but I would have liked to try a delivery customer test run, which is basically where I would have a mock run and I would have a certain amount of delivery drivers and customers ordering, but it would also help me to time gauge around what times I would need more drivers depending on the orders. So let's say around lunchtime, I would need maybe 50 drivers compared to early in the morning, I would need about 15. And I also wanted to provide an incentive that goes towards helping people maybe build a point system. So I would be able to help to give people an incentive to tip their drivers. My team would be made of the connections of obviously the people helping out, but also with drivers to help make the app run, local restaurants that would pair to help make Swoop be able to do orders, and also FGCU so that I could link campus dollars and dining dollars to the app. And Swoop makes money because the market size equation that I came up with was, let's say 50 customers a day at a $13 range for one order, and somebody ordering one time a day, that would come up to about $4,500, and at a 15% margin, it would be 682. But if I was to take out a 25%, it would be about 1,137. And each person working for Swoop, if I had 50 drivers, the base pay would range from $70 to $77 a week, and that's not including tip. So yeah, say yes to Swoop. There's no startup cost. The only startup cost would be to formulate the app, and I would ask for about $5,000 for an app designer and engineer, and maybe about $1,500 to help with other expenses. Any questions?
All right, cool. Very good, Lauren. Questions for Lauren? Well, this is interesting to me because I don't know how many of you actually use Uber Eats. Do anybody?
I do. Well, we've been using it a lot during the quarantine.
Well, yeah, I
probably at least
understand.
once
Like,
a day.
yeah, this is the circumstances now are different. But before,
Yeah, no, but like even going back before it, like it was one of those things where like me and my sister, like we wouldn't want to go anywhere. We don't want to drive down the road if we're just chilling and like on like a Sunday or something like that. We don't want to have to like get all dressed up to go out. So we would just Uber Eats and stuff like that.
yeah, like this is a unique idea Lauren has, connecting it to the food plans, the meal plans that you have on campus. I think this is really interesting. This goes back to, again, what we talked about with the Rent Like a Champion, where the big like beast in the market is obviously Uber Eats or Postmates or somebody like that, right? Are they focused? They're more focused, I think, on big cities as opposed to smaller markets. And you see colleges are typically in smaller markets, you know. And then catering to college students, I think, is a great way to get this up and off the ground.
Yeah,
So,
I also liked, because I realized that especially during the pandemic that a lot of my campus dollars and stuff were going to waste. So I feel like it would be good during now, but also just because I know my mom set me up with campus dollars at the school, and that actually helped me to save a lot of money, but I don't want to eat Chick-fil-A every day. So
yeah, no, I get you. Good job, Lauren.
thank you.
Yeah. All right, Jalen, take it over. You're up.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, my name is Jalen, and my product is called Off the Bat. So the purpose of my product is basically just make hitting balls and softballs in the cages more efficient, just for players, softball or baseball, and allow them to get more reps and spend less time picking up the balls in the cage. And the problem with hitting balls in the cages is, like, whenever you're a baseball or softball player hitting the cages, it's kind of like it's a need, like, to get better, to go in the cages and hit. So when you're hitting in the cages, you typically spend half your time not even hitting but picking the balls up, because you're hitting about 100 balls and you're going to keep hitting, finish the bucket, and now you got to pick up all the balls. And like some places you have to pay for like a certain amount of time you could hit, like a membership. So if you're spending half your time picking up those baseballs or softballs, you're missing out on the reps to get better, and you can't maximize your potential. So this product will help athletes maximize their potential, where they can get more reps and spend less time picking up the balls and having to get the balls from the back of the cage and the front of the cage. So the solution to this would need to be so it'd be like a rover machine that has a sensor on it, and it's in all the cages, and as you're hitting, it picks up the balls around like 100 balls, and when you're finished with the balls, all you have to do is stop the rover machine, unhook the sack that the 100 balls go in, and just dump it into the bucket. It should take like 15 to 30 seconds, where some products you have to go do it physically, and that would take about a minute to 2 minutes. Why now? So, I mean, I've been playing baseball my whole life. So, as I grew up from like 12 to 14, I just noticed the amount of like sports complexes and batting cages that are being built around, like even in Florida and like Georgia area. So like baseball's kind of becoming a little more popular for teenagers and youngsters now. So I feel like it'd be a good time now to help athletes get better and have a more efficient way of like hitting the cages. My market opportunity, when I asked high school and college athletes, as well as some college coaches, about like how they like if they use my product, or like the problems they have with hitting the cages now without even mentioning my product, and all of them were basically the same. It just said like just hitting the cages. You hit in the cage, you got to pick up all the balls, and just like the number one problem is just the amount of time it takes picking up the balls. So getting customers from a way I would get customers is just kind of, I would go like set up shop at like a big sports complex. Like there's one called Lake Point in Georgia, where it's just a bunch of fields and it's just big tournaments of a bunch of baseball teams. And I would just set up shop at one of the batting cages and let the players just hit and try it out, and have their coaches look at it and stuff like that, and like see how they like it, get some feedback. And depending on the feedback change, some of the things I would do, use like some of the things that they said needed to improve, and like how they liked it, and I'd get feedback on how they like it and if they would actually use it. My competitors, they're kind of like, they're similar to me, but they're more you actually having to physically stop swinging the bat, go get like, it's like a bucket, and like there's a bucket that you push down and gets a bunch of the balls, where mine is more you just let it, like it's like those vacuums that just go around the house. You don't have to do anything. It's just sensor. That's kind of like mine. Like it's just less work. So you can just keep hitting, keep doing what you're doing. By the time you're done, it picks up all the balls, where my competitors, they have to stop what you're doing, take it and physically get all the balls, which takes time. For traction, first I would ask athletes and coaches if my product would be something they would buy and use. Since most of my responses were great, they would invest in buying my product, and I would go obviously I would set my product out in big like sports complexes and like warehouses with a bunch of cages, and I'd just let them be used there, and then get feedback from there. And like I'd probably rent out a cage of my own and have one there and let people come hit. My team would consist of like a coder / IT guy for the sensor part of the ball, get the balls, and then an engineer for like to work the actual machine, and then myself for like the idea. Financials, the cost to put it together, the machine would probably cost around $75 just for the wheels to be attached, and then for like the sensors and all that would probably be around $100. So like my start price for a product would be around $200, since it's like the only one of its type, and has a lot of technology behind it, so should be pretty expensive. So my call to action, my product is my product is probably the best compared to my competitors just due to the fact that like I'm a baseball player, so I know like the problems of hitting, like the number one problem of hitting the cages. So I say that just the off my bat product just solves everything and just will change the player's game. Any questions?
All right. Questions for Jalen? Anything? This is going to be like a Roomba for baseballs.
Kinda, yeah.
The thing needs to be protected, right? Because if you're in the batting cages and that thing's just going around,
Yeah, I was thinking about putting kind of like a little, like I don't think this, because I was like looking at it, like kind of like the so here is, I kind of put like a prototype. So like on here you see that like kind of looks like a lawnmower.
yeah,
So like move the piece that has like where you push it. It would
Yeah.
kind of be like that, but then I put like a little, where the green part is, I put like a little, like some type of like metal or some hard where if it gets hit, it won't like mess it up. Like a
Sure.
little like protector on top of it. Because I don't think
I think that's a good idea because if anyone's like my dad, like when my dad goes to the driving range, he like aims for the cart boys. So I could see people like trying to aim for the your little like
yeah.
baseball Roomba.
Good. Good job, Jalen. All right. Next up, we have Madeline. So Madeline, when you're ready, you can grab the screen and we can get started.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Today, my name is Madeline, and today I'm going to present to you Fresh Set. Your nails, your way. What is Fresh Set? So basically, it's going to be an easy-to-use application for anybody wanting the perfect manicure every time. You're going to have the ability to virtually customize a manicure to your own hand before paying and committing to a service. You can send the photo that you create on the app directly to the nail technician that you choose. And then on the app, you can book your appointment, you can read reviews, and you can leave reviews as well. So the problem I found was not knowing what design to pick. My camera roll is filling up. There's the screenshot right there. People always wonder, oh, what will this look like on my hand? Because you see all these pretty pictures on social media and you don't know what it will look like on you. A lot of people leave salon or their nail service provider unhappy with results. Some people are just shy people, you afraid to speak up, but having a visual representation of what you want going into the appointment will make things more smooth and efficient. Solution is Fresh Set. The app will feature all kinds of shapes, colors, designs, trends. You can even save looks that you've created before and go back and edit them later. Virtually create any manicure right off your smartphone and get a visual representation once again of what it will look like before paying for the service. So why now? When I was doing my industry data research, I found that U.S. hair and nail salon revenue is expected to hit around 70 billion in 2024. Technology has made everything available at our fingertips, so the perfect manicure should be too. And then the global app market generates about 60 billion in revenue annually as well. So for my market opportunity, I got some pretty large numbers, but this is an online platform and internet is virtually available to anybody. So for my total available market, I got 276 million, and that number was the amount of people who have smartphones in the US and are able to download apps on those phones. And then my serviceable available market, I got 20 million. And that is the amount of people who got manicures 4 or more times in 2019. And then for my share of market for Fresh Set, I took 10% of my SAM because I believe that will be a reasonable starting range for this app. So my customers are going to be anybody that wants a hassle-free manicure experience. I'm also on the back end going to have advertising available for salons and nail technicians on the app. So that will be another way of me generating revenue and having customers. Gender neutral, of course, because anybody can get their nails done nowadays. And then to get customers, I'm just going to work on exposure and expanding my social media presence. So for Fresh Set, it fills a very specific niche in its market. It has a very sizable market value, but it's a very specific idea that doesn't really have much competition. So these two companies I have here are the closest I could find, one being Booksy, which is like the nail booking app for barbers and nails and hair and every cosmetic service. And then Nails Done was just like a virtual app for nails. It was more of a game type theme, and it was like you can have levels to it. But over here, and then where's the money? I'm going to charge 99 cents for this app. Originally, I wasn't going to charge anything at all because I wanted everybody to have access to a perfect manicure every time. But after consulting with a lot of people and my team, which I'll get to shortly, we decided that 99 cents would be a fair price. And then the $30 optional advertisement fee is what I would at least begin with, charging businesses to be on my app. And then traction, this is just a little prototype of what I came up with. As you can see in this first picture, I got some crusty nails. And then the idea is you take a picture, and then I had like all these things to choose from. Went to my nail lady, and this is what I ended up with on the right. So my team is going to be Brooke Tani. She is my personal nail technician, and she's been in the business for 10 years. She's owned her own business. She's worked for other people, so she has lots of experience. And me as well, majoring in entrepreneurship at FGCU, and I'm minoring in business marketing. And for my call to action, I didn't really decipher down a price that I was going to ask for. Basically, I just want to crowdfund because my app is going to be very expensive because of all the features I want to add to it. So I want to do whatever I can to raise money, potentially enter the Runway program, continue to build a social media platform, and just continue networking with people around me. Questions?
All right, very good, Madeline.
Thank you.
Questions? Who has questions?
I don't really have a question. I just more so have a comment. I really do think that you found kind of a hole in the market because, like you were saying earlier, I can't tell you how many times I've like wanted to get my nails done, and I'll go in and the color just really doesn't complement my my skin tone, or I'll go in with a design and you can't find anyone that does it. And I also think that you're bringing a lot of business to maybe more up and coming nail techs that do have the talent, but they just don't really have the exposure, I guess you could say. So I really do enjoy your product. I thought it was really good.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Cool.
Anything else, boys?
Anybody else have any questions? I think this is a really unique idea. And I do believe if you wanted, you could probably get this built relatively cheaply, just as sort of like the simplified version of what you're looking for, without putting tons of money into it. And you could still get it tested and show it to people as to like what you're looking for. Did you use Marvel app to build those?
Yes, I did. And I had to watch a lot of YouTube tutorials because I was having a lot of trouble with it.
That's all right. It looked really good. And that's something too, that if you get into the Runway program with this, if you decide to pursue it, and I hope all of you do, we can really flesh out that Marvel app and start using it as a feedback mechanism for your customers. So good job. All right, next up we have Mike. Whenever you're ready, man, you can take over the screen and we can get going.
Perfect. Okay. Can we see this?
Yep.
All right, perfect. My name's Mike Peretta. My company is PG Technologies. PG Technologies is a digital out-of-home media company. We're here to try and modernize old-fashioned print media. We realistically want to make it an interactive brochure. And a digital out-of-home media company just means that we present media to the public. The problem and need. The problem is print media is dying, and quite frankly, it's bad for the environment. We want to make an interactive brochure for all hotel guests to find and to connect people with local business, especially for the tourists in the Southwest Florida region. Our solution is our product, which is a digital screen, and we have a kiosk as well. We use modern technology with proprietary softwares to aid in local advertisement. Our service offers a way for local businesses to advertise, and it's much cheaper. On average, restaurants in the area spend almost $1,200 a year just on print media to put in hotels for people to take for free. We'll provide a much easier, much more efficient, and a cheaper way to advertise. Why now? We think digital advertising is the way of the future for sure. And like I said previously, with the huge population in Southwest Florida, especially for tourists, we think we could implement our services in all hotels. We are trying to currently branch out as well, and not just think just specifically towards hotels. We like the idea of, malls and things like that, any outdoor shopping. But the problem with outdoor is, we need something to cover the screens up. They'd have to be inside somewhere. So that's a whole other process. But most of the tourists that are in the area, obviously, just don't know all the local businesses in the area. They're usually going to, top spots, or they're either staying in their hotel, or they're going to get something to eat right in the bottom of the lobby. And so we just want to connect all the other tourists with other businesses. Our market opportunity, our TAM, would be the 41,366 places to eat and drink in the state of Florida. Our SAM would be about 3,000 restaurants in Lee and Collier County. And our SOM would be a 10% estimate of what we tried to make, which is around 100 to 110 restaurants, particularly in Collier County. Getting customers, marketing will be conducted by local salespeople, which is just consists of me and my partner right now. We've just been going to hotel lobbies trying to get the business. And the nice part about our screens is it's free for the hotel. So we don't charge anything. It's completely free for the hotel. And on top of them letting us put it there, we give them dedicated advertising space. So whether they have an identity of interest company, such as, for example, if anybody's aware of on Fifth Avenue in Naples, the Inn on Fifth, they have attached to its Oceans Prime Hotel. So we would give Oceans Prime Hotel or Oceans Prime Restaurant the first pick as far as advertising goes. And we will also include a trailer, which I don't have in this link in this presentation because for some reason it didn't want to open up. So we have social media will be a big thing to help getting customers as well, just to advertise for ourselves. Our competitor analysis and differentiation. We don't have a lot of, in essence, competitors other than, like I said, I would say kiosks in the mall, but that's not specifically for advertising. You see a lot of charging docks and things of that nature. But I'll tell you our biggest competitor analysis would be, people at the front desk of hotels and realistically your phones. You can get anything for your phones right on the touch of a button. You can figure out where you want to go, places to eat, things in a small mile radius. But what we want to do is we want to, like I said, connect local business. So it'll be easy for somebody that's walking out of the hotel lobby, see a big screen and say, hey, let me check this out. You click it. You could go to restaurants, miscellaneous, shopping, things of that nature. Our traction, we're currently already operational. I've started reaching out to hotels to try and get screens placed. So far, we don't need money. This has all been funded by ourselves at this point. Our software is developed and it's made in-house by my partner, and the screens are in our possession as of now. Our team consists of myself and my partner, Cody Gordon, who is also an FGCU student, and it's from the same hometown as me in New Jersey. My financials, this is my 3-year projections, and they're based off of our cost to deliver an ad. Our machines are good for about 10 years. The most expensive machine is $1,200. We divided that by 12 to give us $120 for the year to keep operating. And if we had 25 or 24 advertisers paying monthly, the cost to deliver an ad would be 42 cents plus a 35-cent fee for PayPal, which totals out to 77 cents. Call to action, we've been reaching out to hotels to drum up business. We're trying to get our first screening located as well. We have oral agreements from advertisers as we're getting started as well to try and figure out how to, as far as placement goes. And to recap, we're a digital out-of-home media company. We're trying to put screens in hotel lobbies for ads for local businesses. We create a new browsing experience for hotel guests rather than just using their phones. Have large touchscreen monitors and kiosks, and we want to digitize old-fashioned print media. Thank you for your guys' time. If you have any questions, please let me know.
All right, good job, Mike. Questions for him? So when you say you're going to put this in, hotels, this is going to be like a wall unit or a standalone unit that, as somebody is leaving a hotel, they can search through to see what restaurants or other entertainment venues exist around them.
That is correct. We're given the opportunity for hotels to tell us. As of now, we have standing units. Like I said, we're kind of leaning towards the kiosk, but at the moment, that's a little pricey for what we're trying to do, especially with trying to drum up business. So we want to start with our screens because they're much cheaper. But yeah, we want to put them on screens. We could put them on casters. So if they want to wheel them around to get it in a convenient location for the hotel, and with our program, it gets to we get to match the colors to the hotel lobby, so it almost looks flush with whatever they want to do. So realistically, yeah, standalone unit for now.
Cool. All right, that hit 7 minutes, so we have one more left. We're going to move forward. Good job, Mike. And next up, we have Ty. So Ty, whenever you're ready, you can grab the screen and we can get going.
Awesome. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Cool. One second.
No problem.
Can you see that?
Yep.
All right, cool.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Ty, and this is Books to Go. Books to Go is an app-based delivery service for college students that will pick up and drop off textbooks to their home or work from their local college bookstore. At Books to Go, we saw that students are constantly on the go, and they don't have time to wait in long lines to buy or pick up textbooks that professors require them to have for their class. Students spend on average 35 minutes standing in line at the beginning of the semester to pick up textbooks, which is an inconvenience and a disruption of their everyday routine. Even if students chose to use the free textbook delivery option, the 4 to 7 day delivery wait time is also an inconvenience when you need your textbooks right away. Besides all of that, approximately 4 out of 5 students work while going to school and have even less free time to wait on lines at the bookstore. This is why I created Books to Go, as a fast and easy way for students to receive their much needed textbooks when they want them and wherever they want them, giving students one less thing to worry about in their busy lives. Books to Go provides a safe alternative to avoid crowds by bringing the bookstore to your front door with just a click of a button. Today's students are digital natives, and they are accustomed to living their lives on demand, getting what they want, when they want it, wherever they want it. This is why local delivery is a billion-dollar industry and is on the rise. And because students are so busy, 90% of millennials are already using some sort of delivery service at least once per week. And most of them say they don't mind paying for convenience. And now that we're all physically distancing ourselves from one another due to COVID, students aren't able to return their textbooks to the bookstore or go to FedEx to mail them back out of fear of contracting the virus. Books to Go lets you stay home, stay safe by giving you one less thing to worry about. My target audience are busy college students that attend FGCU and are between the ages of 18 and 34. I'm especially targeting student athletes and financial aid recipients who have to get their textbooks from the bookstore. My customer will also be tech savvy and value services that get them more time to do the things that they love. My TAM are all college students in the United States, but for now, my serviceable market are all students that attend FGCU. Realistically, My market share will be half of my SAM after reviewing the statistics from my initial market survey. I've learned that I'm my own customer, and I too value services that make my life easier. I also saw that many students on campus use Grubhub to bypass long lines and pick up their food when it's convenient for them. I decided to create a Books2Go app to appeal to those tech-savvy customers. I will also create social media campaigns to market my company to students on platforms such as TikTok and Instagram. I will recruit student ambassadors from FGCU to help promote my brand, considering students tend to listen to what their peers have to say. My competitors all deliver textbooks, but I wanted to focus on what makes Books2Go different. We offer referral discounts to our customers, so the more people you refer, the larger the cost savings are to you. We also have the ability to deliver on the same day. Schedule a delivery today and you'll receive your package today. Also, we deliver any products you purchase from the bookstore, not just textbooks. And our services are available to anyone, not just students. So far, I've started a Kickstarter to begin the process of getting my company's name out there and crowdfunding to get the business started. I also wanted to show everyone how the process works when using the app. First, you'll place your order online using FGCU's bookstore website and authorize Books2Go to pick up your package. Next, simply download the app. Then you'll sign up, enter your delivery address, date, time, along with the FGCU bookstore confirmation. Next, enter your payment information, and then you'll receive a message when your order is on the way. All you have to do is continue on with your day. My dream team consists of myself, my friend who's a local app developer, my other friend Janice, who's a corporate attorney. She'll help me with the legal aspects of the business, and my friend Joe, who's a senior VP of a local bank. He'll make sure all of my numbers make sense. Here are my financial projections. My revenue stream is based on deliveries, which I priced at $10 for on-campus deliveries and $15 for off-campus. Besides salary, off-campus delivery drivers will use their own car, and I will reimburse them 35 cents per mile, kind of like what Uber does. Other expenses stem from creating my app in the first year and the purchase of an electric golf cart that will be used for on-campus deliveries. In subsequent years, I will add more employees as we grow and an additional golf cart in 2 years to keep up with demand. But overall, my profits will more than double in the second year, as you can see, and exponentially increase thereafter. Once my social media pages have been created, I would like everyone to post, like, and share, and help me get the word out about Books2Go. I'm also looking for financial assistance of $58,000 to fund my Kickstarter that will go to all of my initial expenses. Thank you for your time, and I wanted to know who's ready to go with Books2Go. Any questions?
Ty, that was awesome.
Thank you.
Excellent presentation. Jake's shouting you out too in the chat.
Thanks.
This is really interesting to me. You've done a wonderful job of presenting this material, and I think this is something that if you you could probably use that presentation. There are some alterations that need to be made for the runway program, but you could get in there, and I think for a lot less than $58,000, get this sucker off the ground. This seems like a no-brainer for me. I love the idea of a golf cart on campus. How would you get this started? Like, what would be your first step to launch this?
Well, first I would have to speak to FGCU at the bookstore to make sure they'll allow me to do this, because essentially I have to make sure that it's not disruptive of their everyday business, but I feel that it will be beneficial to them because it'll create less of a chaos in their in the store, and they're not losing any revenue because people will probably purchase more if they don't have to go to the store, if that makes sense.
Sure.
But yeah, so I would basically just have a conversation with them to set this up and move forward from there. Kind of get the green light.
I hope that we continue these conversations because I really love this idea. I like it, especially because it's here. I mean, we can test it on campus relatively quickly. to see if students would be willing to pay that amount to have things delivered to them. And I think this is, unfortunately, there's a lot of bad stuff happening, but I think it opens the door for some opportunities, and I think you have discovered one of them. So I think he did a really awesome job, and that's like the model presentation right there. So awesome.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
All right, guys, that wraps up everything for today. If you have any questions about anything, please let me know. I've really appreciated all of these presentations. They all sound great. And I don't think I've seen one yet this year that I don't think could go through the runway program and get funded. I think all of you have done a wonderful job. We still have 3 or 4 more presentations on Monday, so please make sure you're here. That'll be the last class. Have a good and safe weekend, and I'll see you then, okay? Thanks, guys.
Hey, Professor Evans.
Yeah, what's up?
When is our Reflection 5 essay due? Because wasn't that supposed to be due after all the presentations are over?
Yeah, so the reflection essay, I believe, is scheduled. Let me just check. It is for the 24th. That's today. So I'll push that back to next Tuesday.
Okay.
And I'll do that right now. So I'll extend the due date to next Tuesday. But please, thank you for bringing that up, Kristen. Please make sure that you submit that, because that really helps me from understand your perspective on how the class went, okay? No, that's okay, Stephen. Don't worry about doing it. But if you have already done it, thank you. But please, those of you that are still trying to get it done, make sure that you do it and you put some time into it, because I'd love to hear your perspective on things, okay? But I'll extend that. I'm doing that right now. And if you guys have any more questions or need anything else, please feel free to email me, okay? Thanks, guys.